What is going on, everybody, and welcome on into episode 306 of the Garage Beers podcast, brought to you proudly here on the OBR streaming network. The Orange and Brown Report is the oldest, largest independent Browns coverage site in all of Cleveland. And then Wednesday nights, you get to hang out with us, and you get to talk a little bit about the Browns, but you also get to talk about all of our other favorite sports and life and all that, too. So if you want to be subscribed to the OBR, all you got to do is click this, or not click, just take a picture, scan it. I don't know what you do with the QR code. Just scan the code with your phone. Get over to the subscription page. Make sure you're subscribed to be a part of the OBR. We've got a great show for you tonight. We are a little bit later in the show. We're going to do our annual Always Way Wrong Garage Beers March Madness picks. So if you want to know who not to pick, please make sure you watch the show later tonight. We'll talk a little bit about the World Baseball Classic. It was unbelievable. We'll get in even maybe a little bit of the Browns and the Cavs, and we'll talk about all of our favorite stuff. So you better buckle up because we got a great show planned for you. But we're going to kick it off with our special guest. I'm going to bring him in a minute. I should probably introduce us first, and then we'll bring in our special guest. With you, as always, I'm your host, Michael Keefe. Go follow me online at Garage Beers Mike. For what reason, I don't know. But my co-host over on the east side of Cleveland, Chad Meyer at Garage Beers. Chad, he's funnier. Go follow him online. What's up, Chad?
Well, you get into more conversations than I do. So, yeah, you're always getting involved on the Twitter.
Yeah, well, I like to argue with people unnecessarily. I do like the comments.
Unnecessarily.
I like that the comments are already going. Our buddy Matt Pfeffer, a.k.a. on YouTube, Pfeff89.
Hurry up. Where? We're not going anywhere.
Where are we going? We're just starting.
Yeah, I'm in the boiler room.
Yeah. Like Mankind and the Undertaker, the boiler room brawl. You better.
Although looking ahead, this might be my last show in the boiler room. It's
I know the
weather's kind of exciting. Kind of exciting.
Nicer. Weather's getting nicer. All right. Well, let's get into episode 306. Normally we do our beers of the week, but we can't do it without our special guest because he always joins us for this. So we're going to bring him in to kick things off. One of our favorites, one of our most hung out with special guests here on Garage Beers. He's on for the umpteenth time, but we love having him. And honestly, we feel lucky to have him as a friend and somebody we can reach out to. And he likes to come hang out with us and drink beer and talk hockey. You will know him if you watch Blue Jackets games on the FanDuel Sports Network as the rinkside reporter for the Columbus Blue Jackets, guy with about as close of a view as what's going on with the Jackets as anybody. We're going to bring him in right now. It's Dave Maetzold. Mets, welcome back into the garage.
What's up, fellas? I just texted Pfeffer. I was like, thanks for tuning in. He always tunes in when I'm on, which is great. So, hey, it's good to be here.
Hey, Pfeffer, you should tune in all the time.
Yeah, not just this one.
I guarantee you, and let's just get this out of the way right now. The reason that he's tuned in, he wants to see if I mention Ohio University winning a national championship in club hockey. And so, okay, there you go, Pfeff. There's your shout out to the Bobcats. Hope you sell more T-shirts, buddy.
And he just logged off.
Those OU club hockey sweaters are nice, though.
They're sweet.
They're nice. Our buddy Matt designed those. Hang out, Pfeff. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Dave, how you doing, man? How's life?
Oh, man. It's really fun right now. That's the best way to describe it, because we haven't had a push like this. I mean, I know they were close last year, but it took 6 wins at the end of the year. And by the time they got that 6th one, we knew that the Jackets were already out of it. Now they have a serious push going. They've had a serious push going since the middle of January, and it's just fun to be around this team right now. It really is.
How's double duty treating you, being the away Brian Gieschenschlag?
Let me tell you something. That comes with working with Jean-Luc Grandpierre, which is an absolute treat, because Lukey's got a great sense of humor. He's got a great perspective on what we do. He doesn't take it overly serious. He doesn't take it too, he's just got the exact right approach to it, as you would expect from a former player. He doesn't live and die with every win and loss. He doesn't live and die with every opposing goal and goal for, which I do. He's nice and steady. Like I said, he's got a great sense of humor, and he's a perfect guy to work with, to be honest with you.
Has he taught you any French? Maybe any swear words in French?
I can't wait, because, we're going to Montreal for the first time at the end of next week, right? So I can't wait to get up there in Montreal where he's really at home.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll see what we can learn then, right?
Just go. He'll tell you a bunch of stuff that you shouldn't say, but you just say it anyways.
Yeah, I'll just try it.
It's fun.
The good place to try it would be right here, because, what the hell? Who's going to care?
Right.
Hey, This is a very educated viewer.
You know what I
base,
Mean?
Dave.
There's no
Very
FCC
educated.
watching you. That's what I mean.
That's
Right?
true. That's true. That's true.
If they were, we would not be in. Well, actually, Chad, I didn't even think about this. We are like 2 weeks away from 6-year anniversary of Garage Beers. If the FCC was watching us, we would not have made it this time.
Good point.
We must be doing something right.
Yeah, well, gluttons for punishment.
Yeah.
Mets, let's we're gonna dive into all this because it's like we're getting what we got at the end of last year just earlier, and it's great. So there's so much fun stuff to talk about, but we can't do it without cracking open our beers and talking about the Blue Jackets. So we always let you, as our special guest, crack open your garage beer of the week first. So what'd you bring on with you?
I live just south of Powell, Ohio, which is the home of Nocterra Brewing. So I've gone with a little Nocterra. You know, I like my light beers. You know, I like lagers. I'm not, that's just what I am. I've gone with the Nocterra Classic right here, which is perfect for me. It's like, you talk about a local beer. This is like a mile away from my house. So it's perfect. Now, adding to that is a glass that I stole from a bar in Dallas last year. I love the logo. It's from the Lucky Dog Saloon. So let's see how that pours into that Lucky Dog Saloon glass.
I'm going to give you an early cheers of the week in the fact that you admit that. I'm glad other people admit that they take the glassware from places too, because sometimes you got to. It's just too cool.
Look at the logo on that thing. That's cool, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That is an excellent pour too. Enough head to release the CO2.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Cheers, Mets.
Cheers.
Enjoy that.
You know, I'm polite. I'll wait.
All right. Well, Chad. Hey, in the words of Matt Pfeffer in the comments, Chad, hurry up and tell us your beer.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I go to Southern Tier Brewing Company, and then St. Patty's Day. No. In light of St. Patrick's Day, yesterday, I was at Heinen's. I got myself something from Southern Tier. It's the Irish Coffee Cream Ale, guys.
Perfect. That was fantastic.
Right? So it's a light beer, a little nice little flavor to it, and yep. That is a tasty beverage. That's like, I feels like it's gonna wake me up with the coffee, but also get me a little buzzed with the beer, with the ale. So it's a perfect mix.
Yeah. By about 11 o'clock, you won't know if you're coming or going.
I don't think so.
He never does. It's fine.
It is 9.5%. So we'll see.
Oh, I didn't even look on this. Hang on.
I've had my
Go ahead,
clear.
Michael. I don't want to slow you down.
No, it's okay.
Take a while.
I've had my clear fill of the Irish beers, which are great, and I love them. But yesterday, we got a minute, my wife and I, in the afternoon, just like away from the kids and stuff. They were at school, and we went up. I don't know if you're familiar with kind of the Lorain County, this area, kind of out west. Columbia Station, there's a place called Red Wagon Farm, most known for like pumpkin patch, hay rides, that stuff in the fall. But they opened a brewery like 2 years ago, something like that. And it kind of went unnoticed. They just put a brewery there and it just exists now. And so I went out there. That's where we went and hung out because I figured they had some corned beef sandwiches. They had some live music going. Great place. It's only about 20 minutes from my house. Easy. So we went to Red Wagon Brewing Company and I looked at some of their beers and I was like, I got to try this one. This is called the All You Can Carry. And it is it's a marshmallow cream ale.
Oh my
God. Okay. That's different.
You're having dessert.
So the All You Can Carry is a nod. When we go there with, we take the kids for pumpkins and stuff like that. It's very fun. But that's their thing is they do an All You Can Carry. It's like $5 and however many pumpkins you can pick up. That's what it is.
Love it.
And so it's the All You Can Carry pumpkin thing. So they named it after that. And I have never had a marshmallow cream ale before.
Love it.
But that's what it looks like right there. Cheers to you, gentlemen.
Love it.
I can't wait. Ooh, wow. It is kind of like a dessert.
I need more marshmallows.
It's kind of like a dessert. Yeah. Somebody get this guy some marshmallows.
Yeah.
Stat. Quickly. Anyways, if you're drinking with us, get in the comments. Get in the comments. Let us know what you're drinking. We'll flash it up on the screen. But Mets, let's dive in to episode 306 and let's give everybody a snapshot because we have some amazing people that hang out with us week in and week out. Lots of Browns fans may not be exactly familiar with where the Blue Jackets are, and a lot of people will be familiar, but let's give a snapshot right here. 15 games to play.
Yep.
The Columbus Blue Jackets, 81 points, which, by the way, would be like good enough for like 4th in the West.
Well, they'd be leading the Pacific Division. So.
Yeah, that's right.
What a pathetic decision.
Yeah.
right ahead of them. So they are one spot out of the wild card, which is where they finished last year.
Yep.
Right ahead of them. Boston and Detroit both have 82 points.
Right.
Right in front of them in the Metro division. In division, Carolina leads it with 90, which, by the way, that was awesome watching the Jackets just tear up Carolina the other night.
Great win.
But in second place, we're tied for second place in the division, Pittsburgh, who last I checked was losing tonight, have 83 points, and the Islanders have 83 points.
3-3. They tied it up.
Oh, come on. I was hoping we'd piss Carolina off enough where they beat Pittsburgh tonight.
Yeah, right.
Me too. Me too. And Carolina just took a 3-2 lead. So I don't know how Pittsburgh got back into it, but it's tied.
Yeah, they cheat. We all know it. So, having said all that, Mets, I mean, the Jackets could not be more right in the thick of things. Not really, like they could wind up second in the division.
Yeah.
They could wind up with out of the playoffs and anywhere in between. That's where we're at right now with the Jackets. It's a gift of just exciting hockey night in and night out. And this is the time you brought it up when you were talking about hyphens, Mr. Grand Pierre. This is the time where every play does matter now. Every minute, every play. It's essentially the playoffs now.
Yeah, because if you look at the games that they played, with the exception of last night, which thankfully they had a little breathing room and they won the game 5-1, but every other game is tight, overtime, shootout, whatever. So every shift is important. Every little mistake is magnified, and so it's really kind of it's a fun time of year that has a playoff feel to it, because despite this run that they've been on, which is remarkable since January 11th, only 2 losses in regulation, which is remarkable.
Unbelievable.
Despite all of that, they're still not in a playoff spot.
Yeah.
They have the best winning percentage since January 11th, and they're still not in a playoff spot, which speaks to how tight the East is. Pittsburgh is unbelievable. They go to Colorado the other night. I thought, okay, well, Colorado's going to beat them. No, they drill Colorado.
Right.
They go into Carolina tonight. You figure, okay, Carolina's going to know it's tied. It's incredibly tight. It really is.
Now, what is it? It's like 16-2-4 since Bones took over, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning of the season, right? Because we're in this such a positive push right now. But I just it's mind-boggling to me, right? But that knowing where we were to where we are now, Mets, and all it took was just was a coaching change. It seemed, because it was, you noticed it in the first game that he came that Bones took over. I mean, I don't know. Stupid question. How did this happen? It's like, why didn't they fix this beforehand?
Yeah, I don't think there's any direct answer to that, because Dean Evison obviously had this team playing very well, especially at the end of last year. He guided them through some really tough times. And we saw some glimpses of that early in the season where they had periods where, like, whoa, where is this team coming from? And then it would fall away in the third period. The biggest difference is they're playing a full 60 minutes, and then when they're getting a lead and when they're grabbing a lead in the third period or have a lead going into the third period, they're not losing it. Why? Well, the shots against are way down. If you look at where they were before, I just looked up this stat so I could impress you guys with it. They were 30th in the league in shots allowed per game, and now they're 8th. So when Rick Bowness came in, he was like, look, we got to tighten this thing up defensively. And that is one area where they have really tightened up. If you look at that road trip that they took, where they went to Tampa and then Florida and then Philadelphia, they held each one of those opponents under 20 shots for the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
It's remarkable. So that's the statistical reason as to why this has been a successful run. But in terms of what buttons were pushed or what switch was flipped by Rick Bowness, who knows, other than players have mentioned his communication and his style of dealing with these guys one-on-one is really something that they all have really embraced. I noticed it last night in the dressing room. He comes in the room, the reporters are in there, doing their post-game thing. He goes over to Charlie Coyle and Sean Monahan and talks to them. I noticed that when they were presenting the donkey hat after the game, that before Jet Greaves was able to give it to Matthew Olivier, there was Rick Bowness in there giving Jet Greaves a hug. I've seen him come into the room and give Elvis a hug. Look at what Elvis has done since Rick Bowness has come out. So I think it's that relationship with those players. And what he expects out of them is certainly, to be at their very best and to be, defensive minded and physical and all that kind of stuff. But there's something else there with the relationship and the communication with the players that I think is driving all of this. I frankly feel like, he's 71 years old, 72 years, whatever. He just had a birthday. I frankly think he's like, for a lot of these guys, he's like their grandpa. They don't want to let him down. They don't want to disappoint him.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way it feels. So that's the best explanation I've got that's not statistic driven.
Well, but it seems like, listen, it has been a wild coaching situation for the Blue Jackets over the last several years, really since we started doing this show back in 2020.
Yeah.
Between, two head coaches that maybe weren't 100% ready to be head coaches after Torts leaves. And then you obviously have the Babcock fiasco, and that was disastrous. And, Dean Evison, and, I'll always feel for Dean a little bit because of what he had to kind of go through. And I think Lars had the same thing, having to deal with player deaths, and there was a lot that's gone on, but, it felt like they kind of found something with Dean. And then did you notice a shift? Because it seemed last year, like you said, the way they really just came on at the end of the year, and man, we had that Stadium Series game, and it just felt like felt like going into the season, everything was just pushing them forward. Was there a shift? I don't want to say anything bad about Dean. He came on our show. We really enjoyed talking, opera and stuff with him. But did you notice the shift? Because I'll also tell you, when they made the move, some of the players got pretty vocal on being happy about the move and being happy they moved on. And so what was the difference from like last year to this year?
Yeah. Elvis was one of those guys when reporters would ask, what's the difference? And he would just say coaching.
Yeah.
Coaching. He would just lay it right out there. And other players haven't been quite that blunt, but many have spoken about the way he communicates and the expectations and how it's very clear. And, when the praise when they do something well, and the not criticism, but he points it out when they do something wrong. He was very clear with us last week. He said, look, because we now have 14 forwards and 8 defensemen, I've told the guys, look, you get one mistake. You get one mistake. After that, if you're not able to clean it up, you're out. You're out of the lineup. And I think a guy like Dmitry Voronkov is probably learning that lesson the hard way right now.
Yep.
Like that guy was a mainstay, right? Top line guy at times, power play guy, and out. Sorry, we're gonna try some other guys. So Miles Wood is probably experiencing a little bit of that right now. I can't speak to anything specifically that has upset the coach, but if you're not playing the way he wants you to play and the way you're expected to play, you're not going to be in the lineup. And players have always said they appreciate that kind of clarity. They certainly did. Players talked about Torts and said, look, you always know where you stand with Torts. And a lot of players thrived under that. And maybe some of that is at play here as well with Bones.
Yeah.
Well, I think younger coaches, maybe a little bit more experience, are afraid. And again, I think he thought he was retired for a minute.
Yeah.
But I think younger coaches are afraid to kind of take that kind of stance and say, listen, make a mistake and you're out. But I wonder how much it's just resonating with the other guys. Like if they see their teammates not stepping up to the plate and doing what they're supposed to do and being where they're supposed to be, to have the backing of the coach saying, listen, we all know the drill. We all understand the drill. I think coaches are afraid that that's going to get them in hot water in the locker room. And in fact, it feels like it's turning out to do just quite the opposite.
A lot of guys don't know how to do it too. I mean, they've talked, Torch used to talk ad nauseum about how today's athlete is different than the athlete when he was coming up. And so for a lot of coaches, they just don't understand how to tie into that, how to plug into a different type of athlete who might be a little more sensitive to the criticism or whatever. And Bones has found a way to do it. And maybe it's because he's been around so long and he's seen all different types of athletes. Maybe it's because he did step away and was doing some broadcasting and watching it from afar. And now he kind of understands. I don't know, but whatever it is, you don't need me to tell you, whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah, it feels like he's found that balance, right? I call him, whenever anybody asks me about him, I call him like a nicer Torts. Like he'll lay into your ass if you need it, but he's also not afraid to give you a hug when you're doing well.
Yeah,
like and he's not afraid to show it.
100%.
So yeah, like I call him a much nicer Torts. I also want to give credit to somebody here because somebody I've talked to is Don Waddell here, Dave. And I don't know, this is a form of GM work that I feel like we haven't really seen here in Columbus. what Don has done. He's noticed a problem and he's went out and fixed it. He hasn't waited to see if something takes shape. He hasn't waited to see if something gets over it. Like he saw the problem with the coaching. He changed it. Right. He noticed we needed secondary scoring. He noticed we needed some more veteran presence at the 4 position. Went and traded for Marchman. Went and traded for Garland. Like, he noticed the problems, and so far every move he has made has panned out beautifully. I know he's not going to go undefeated all the time, but so far this year, unbelievable moves by Don Waddell.
Chad, let's back it up to the summertime when he went and got some guy named
Charlie Coyle. Yeah, right? Career year.
And you're like, well, and I don't want to short Miles Wood either, because when Miles Wood came into the lineup, he really provided some punch and something that was missing. But Charlie Coyle, Mason Marchment, Connor Garland, wow, that's 3 home runs for the general manager. And you throw in the coaching change on top of that, when a lot of people were going, whoa, wait a minute, you're changing coaches right now? They just beat Utah. Nope, we're changing coaches. And he found the right guy. And right now, man, does that look like he absolutely, yep, that's what has to happen. And it, it's the Midas touch right now. I mean, right now he's got to be feeling really good about it.
Hey, we got to give waves back to Mike Todd. Whereas you might see Dave Maetzold roaming the underbelly of the arena during games, you can hear Mike Todd's voice ringing out through the arena. So
no question. And he should be handing out free ice cream cones. Was today the day, Mike, or is that later? I don't know. He said Dairy Queen's giving out free ice cream cones one of these days.
I'm in. Yeah. I'm in. Also, I just want to get to this from the comments. Jared in the comments says that he wants to bring back, this should a throwback for you, football Friday night, like back in the day for NBC.
Wow.
Dublin. Jared played at Dublin Kaufman, Lum in the house.
Nice.
This is your days on football Friday night.
Those were some fun days, man, covering high school football in Central Ohio. And man, I still have that football Friday night theme in my head. One more beer, I'll sing it for you.
Little Brady Quinn action back then.
Brady Quinn. All right, where's my wife? I got to tell this story because it's a great story. So we're in the newsroom. My wife worked in the newsroom with us, and Brady Quinn was in high school. And we went to cover him one afternoon. He was working out at his high school, and he had his shirt off. And we came back into our newsroom. This is going to get my wife downstairs here any minute. We came back into our newsroom, and we were in the edit room watching Brady Quinn throw the football. This is before he announced he was going to Notre Dame. And all these women come into the newsroom. And, whoa, look at that. I'm like, ladies, he's in high school.
He's 17, you know.
What are you doing? If the shoe was on the other foot, that would never fly.
Right.
All these 30 and 40-year-old women are, oh, wow, who's that? That's a high school kid, ladies. Okay, so stop it.
You better knock it off.
The Dublin Kaufman Shamrocks, right?
Yeah, that's right. The Rocks. They call themselves the Rocks.
The Rocks.
Oh, another guy I just thought of that we didn't mention. He hasn't been in the lineup much, but whenever he has been, he's been a spark plug. I talked about him in my recap, Dave. Danton Heinen has brought so much energy whenever he's in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And the goal he scored last night was all off his work ethic. He's down there on the forecheck. So he clips the goaltender a little bit. It's no big
deal. Happens. It happens.
He shouldn't have been standing there.
Up and fires that puck in the back of the net. That was sensational. And the other thing, before we leave that GM conversation, remember there was some conversation over the summer about Elvis, yes or no, stay or go, whatever. He said, no, you know what? He's going to stay. And we're gonna see what we can do to make him the best goaltender we can make him. And that has wound up being the right move as well. And especially under Rick Bowness. I mean, Elvis has really found an extra gear, an extra level here under Rick Bowness as well. So right now, the decisions that are being made are all the right ones.
Well, and it was so good to see Jet come out. I think some of the players, you have this big, long Olympic break. It's like a month of no hockey, and it's a bummer, except for we get to watch it in the Olympics, which was great. But I wrote this down. I think that and the experience with Team Latvia and all that stuff, not that it's his first, but I think that was just an added layer of something that was just really good for Elvis. I've noticed even just coming out of that Olympic break, he was so sharp. And then you saw Jet's first game back, and I don't think he saw a puck. Like, I don't think he saw one puck, and hard to blame him because you're not seeing live action for that long. And as a goalie, it's got to be the hardest position to come off a long break like that.
Right.
But man, oh man, Elvis, And now Jet, you see what he's done coming back off of that. These two guys are playing outstanding hockey at goal.
Yeah, especially Jet. I'm real curious to see what they do tomorrow night against the Rangers because Jet's played really well, but Rick has been, on pretty much of a rotation with his goaltenders here as of late. So it'll be interesting to see if Elvis gets another shot tomorrow against the Rangers. Jonathan Quick is playing for the Rangers tonight. That means Shesterkin will be in net for them tomorrow night. So we'll see how Bonus wants to go with that matchup there, if he wants to go with Elvis or Jet.
Do we have an official word since the acquisition of Connor Garland? Do we have any official word from any of the retail stores in Columbus how mock turtleneck sales have gone?
It's not a mock turtleneck. It's one of those neck protector things.
Yeah, sure it is.
Right? Yeah. It's a dickie. Remember those things?
Ah, yes.
It's a dickie.
It's coming back. The dickies are coming back. All right, so we'll get to upcoming here soon, but when we talk about some of the things that maybe are still a little bit troubling with the Jackets, because there are some things. I mean, they do have the best record, but they've given away a lot of points. They have fallen back into that trap over time of being up in the third and then giving up a late goal.
Yeah.
But you talked about how they have really dramatically improved their shots against and how that's just a winning formula for them. Their defense has really stepped up. I think offensive players playing defense have really stepped up, but their depth at defense is a bit troubling still. They've got their 8 guys on defense, but it just feels like 1 or 2 guys go down and things get a little bit scary on that side of the puck.
Yeah, we saw that with Goodbranson out of the lineup for those 3 games.
Yes.
Good to have him back, obviously. But, you're talking about Jay Christensen, you're talking about Igor Zamula, and those guys have played enough in the National Hockey League so that they should be able to come in and fill those minutes, right? They're not going to be like Zach Werenski. They're not going to play 25 minutes a game. They're not going to play 20 minutes a game. They might play 8 or 10 minutes a game. But when they come in, especially at this time of year, they should be able to fill that role. Zamula's a big guy, man. He's been around the National Hockey League for 6 years. He's a big guy, played in Philadelphia, should be able to handle those types of minutes. Jay Christensen, same thing. He hasn't been a regular in the lineup where he has had sustained playing time, but when he comes in, he should be able to handle those minutes. He shouldn't have to, we shouldn't have to go, oh God, Jay Christensen's in, or whatever. But if there's an area where you want them to remain healthy and you want them to have those top 6 guys in there all the time, that's it, right? For sure, on the blue line. And that's why it's good to have Goodbranson back.
I mean, it's every game is just so critical down the stretch here. I mean, is there anything? I don't know. It might be a dumb question. Like, is there anything that they can do to just ensure themselves the best possible chance? I mean, is that you just don't go to overtime? I mean, we need as many regulation wins as possible, right?
Yeah, right. Because that's an area they only have 24 regulation wins, and that's the area that could bite them in the butt. So, like tomorrow night against the Rangers, team that's only got 64 points, or I don't know what they're doing tonight. I'll check. But against the Rangers, they got to beat the Rangers. The Kraken are coming in here on Saturday. They got to beat the Kraken, and then huge showdown game with the Islanders. And the Islanders are playing the same way that the Blue Jackets are playing right now, where they're desperate for every point. This Pittsburgh team, I keep pointing to them like they're behind me because they're on TV, they're behind.
Hey, guys.
But I mean, although Detroit needs every point they can get, they're down 2 key players in their lineup right now. They need every point they can get. Boston needs every point they could get. Boston in their last 2 games has found ways to get points. And as a Blue Jackets fan, you're like, oh God, of course it's going to overtime. And even if they lose, they're still picking up that one that keeps them just ahead of the Blue Jackets. So the positive that I take out of all of this is what I said earlier in the show, which is despite the run they're not in yet, to me, that's a positive. That means they have to keep their foot on it. They have to be razor sharp in every game because they can't afford a slip. And they know that. Had they, been in a playoff position, they, we can relax. It's the Rangers. We can relax. No, you can't. You can't relax in any game right now. And Bones started saying it like 2 weeks ago. We haven't done anything yet. I think he said it coming out of the break. And we haven't done anything yet. Well, now you could say, well, hell yeah, you've done a lot. You just haven't gotten the playoff spot yet. And I think that's that carrot dangling out there constantly is going to be exactly what they need over these last 15.
Minute by minute updates. The Rangers are getting throttled by the Devils. The Penguins took a lead 5-4. Apparently, they've just not played any defense.
Yeah, 5-4, 328. Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, it means we're not getting any further away from first place in the division where we're going to wind up. The other big game, though, tonight, the Capitals and the Senators, because the Senators are nipping on the heels of the Blue Jackets. And so if Washington currently up, I think that's still the second intermission, Washington up 2-0 in that game. So if Washington can hang on there, that would be.
Yeah, that would be great because there's enough to worry about with the teams ahead of you. And you don't want to have to be worried about the teams behind you as well.
But you talk about can we just convert to the West for like a few games? Can we just be in the Western playoffs?
If only, right? If only. I mean, Pittsburgh, it's just unbelievable. This road trip that they've been on, they found ways to get points in every game. Again, that Colorado game was unbelievable. This thing is like, it's 5-5.
Let's go. Let's go, Canes.
Just tied it. So, okay, that's fine. It's probably going to overtime, but
let's get one more Canes goal here in the next 3 minutes.
It's funny. We were just my wife and I were just talking about this. You want to hate Sidney Crosby because he's a jacket killer. You want to, but if you ever meet the guy, he's the nicest guy you could ever imagine. Like he's such a good dude. Jody Shelley and he are pretty good friends, and he says the same thing. Rick Bowness, they live close to each other in the summertime, and Bowness goes out on his boat and goes and talks hockey with Sid Crosby. When Rimmer had his grandson at a game before Rimmer retired, his grandson's name is Crosby, and Sid came and met his grandson. I mean, he's just a good guy.
Yeah.
But then he scores a goal like tonight, and you're like, yeah, I hate that guy.
Piece of shit. No.
Yeah, I'm not at all interested in that bastard.
But he's a good dude. He's just a thorn in our side, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
Well, hey, he's a thorn in the NHL side. Like it ain't just us.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm sitting here trying to think of things like where we can nitpick the Jackets right now and talk, but it's just they're playing so well, Dave. I can't there's some. I want to try to find something like, oh no, they need to do this to get them, push them over the edge. No, they just need to keep doing what they're doing.
Right. They're playing well. All four lines are playing the same way, which is something that Rick Bowness has really stressed as well. You look at Boone Jenner. We talked about Boone Jenner on the air last night. Demoted, if you want to even use that phrase, but he's playing fourth line, right? He's centering that fourth line right now. His minutes are down a little bit. And we talked to Rick Bowness about that the other day, and he said, look, this is the definition of a true leader, a guy who will do whatever it takes to help his team be successful. And if you look at the way Boone Jenner and that fourth line played last night, they were all over the Canes. They were all over, man. Yes. We talked about Heinen's goal. But that's what it takes. Technically, Coyle's line is the third line, but look at how effective they were last night in stopping the Canes' top line. Garland joining the Monahan line and what it's done for that line and what it's done specifically for Kent Johnson. It seems to have brought Kent Johnson's best out. And then the top line, Fantilli's he's taken it to another level. And Marchenko is leading the team in goals with 25 and a threat every time he gets his stick on the puck.
If we're gonna keep giving love to Bowness, it was an immediate. I don't know what the immediate connection was. An immediate connection with Kent Johnson, like immediate.
Yeah,
he just immediately started playing a different brand of hockey with Rick Bowness. I don't know whether they had a talk and he just bought in or what, but
so here we can dive into this a little bit because Dean Evison used to say to everybody, look, you really need to be hard-nosed. You need to go in the corner. You need to win those puck battles. You need to win those board battles. That's not Kent Johnson's game. So Rick Bowness came in and told Kent Johnson, look, man, I want you to look for the open ice because you are able to do what you do best in open ice, not engaging in some sort of physical confrontation, but rather find the open ice, keep your head up, find an open player and hit him and create a scoring opportunity. That's a difference for sure. The way Rick Bowness has handled Kent Johnson versus the way Dean Evison handled Kent Johnson. So it's working. Again, it's another one of those individual situations that seems to be working and a good example of what Bones has done since he's been here.
the difference between married to a system and just using the talent that you have to what they do best, adapting your ways to what your talent does best. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Well, Pittsburgh and Carolina get points, and that is annoying.
OT? Yeah.
We're going OT. All right, so let's just really quick, Dave. Let's talk about just the road ahead, because we've talked about kind of what they have done, where they currently stand, but the road ahead is wild for the Jackets. And I will say, if I want to get nitpicky, in this back part of the year where they've played so well, they've either gotten unlucky in certain circumstances, or they have let their guards down against the worst possible teams to let their guards down against.
Yeah.
That loss in Boston stunk. That loss against the Islanders stunk. These are the teams that you're directly competing for playoff spots for, and you cannot be giving them points, just handing points away the way they did to those teams. So moving ahead, again, 15 games left. They still got 2 left against Carolina, who all of a sudden looks like they are just going to give up all the goals for the rest of the season. They have got 2 games left against Boston. They got 1 more against the Islanders. They've got another 1 game, I think, against Detroit. That's huge.
Yep.
And even the 2, don't overlook the 2 games against Montreal, because the way the Montreal is just, I think, 1 point out of a wild card spot.
Right.
And so that could very well be wild card ramifications there. So again, the Jackets, we're going to talk about these teams. You got to go beat the Rangers. Sure. You got to go beat Seattle when they come into town. Sure. But you got to take care of business. These are the teams right here. You win these games. You get overtime wins, or not overtime wins, regulation wins against these teams. You're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is why that Sunday game against the Islanders is one of the biggest games that we've had in a long time in terms of the implications. The 4-point game, of course, that would be a 4-point game in October too. But I mean, a 4-point game at this time of year against a team that's right ahead of you, man, if you could leapfrog them, that would be huge. The other thing that I point to, I have to look at the schedule exactly, because there's that back-to-back Montreal, on the road at Montreal on the 11th of April. Then they come home to play Boston in a 6:00 game on Sunday. So now think about that. They got to play at Montreal on a Saturday night. They got to fly to Columbus. They got to go through customs, which right now, folks, you all know what travel's like right now. Then you got to be ready for a 6:00 game at home against Boston. And that's the second and third to the last game of the regular season. It could come down to that particular back-to-back, which would be really dramatic. I hope the Jackets have a little cushion by that time, so it's not going to be, meaning everything, those 2 games, but it certainly could. It certainly could. And what I'd like to know who scheduled that, by the way, coming out of Canada, going through customs, and then an earlier game back home. That's ridiculous.
Do you think somebody would look at that and go, maybe we should fix that? Maybe we should. Maybe let's give him 8:00. Let's drop the puck at 8.
You could also tell Corpy to not stand on his head so much the next time we play him.
Lord, what about that?
What a dick.
It's funny because that day we were in Boston, and we all wanted to see Corpy, and we all wanted to see Sean Corrali, and we all wanted to see Andrew Peak, and we were having a good chat with Corpy that morning. And then the first period, he comes out and he stones Fantilli, just unbelievable. I'm like, Corpy, what are you doing here, buddy? I thought we were friends. Like, he was out of his mind that night.
Now you got to be cold to him now. Next time, you got to get in his head.
Next time it's just going to be, hey, Corp, I have no time for you. You know what?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
What's your name again? What's your name? Have we met? No.
See you after the season.
Yeah, right. That's
well,
right.
Mets. Listen, man, we'll let you get back to your night, but so many fun things ahead. It's almost sad that there's only 15 games left, but these final few weeks of the regular season are going to be a lot like last year. And last year we talked about, man, this is all you can ask for. You go from everything that team had been through to, oh my gosh, every game, everything means something. This is amazing. And they did what they needed to do. They just didn't get the help when they needed it. Hopefully this year they give themselves the help and they don't have to rely on somebody else losing
Yeah.
And we're talking about playoff hockey because the city of Columbus deserves playoff hockey again.
Yeah, and I mean, last year would have been its own special storybook kind of ending, right? Because of the whole Johnny situation and
Yes.
how emotional that would have been. This is a different type of storybook, a potential storybook ending with what Rick Bowness has done, coming out of retirement, coming off the boat in Florida. If he drags this team into the playoffs, man, it's one of the great stories of the National Hockey League season. It really is, and that's what I'm rooting for, man. I'd really love to see the story go there. I'd like to see that chapter be written for sure.
Before you leave, Mets, I text you this earlier because it just triggered me what you just said there, because with the way this team is playing, it just feels different. And if they continue to play this way, I'm not sure I'd want to be anybody in the East. I'd want to see the Jackets in the first round.
No doubt. Bowness said it last night. When we play like this, we can beat anybody, regardless of standings. We can beat anybody. Yeah. And I think that message has been delivered and accepted by the team. They believe it too.
I honestly, I don't know that in my time as a Jackets fan, which again, I'm a convert. I don't know that I could say that, but I honestly do believe that 100%. One last thing, Mets. I thought I was going to ask you this before. Moment of vulnerability. All I got to do is get a beer in me, and now I become a mess. But obviously, our buddy Zach Werenski wins a gold medal. Team USA wins the gold. Shout out to the women too. That was awesome on its own. But I was a blubbering mess after the game. And obviously you've come to know people personally and families and all that. And the guys go out into the crowd and they get Johnny's kids and they're carrying the jersey around. My wife came downstairs and asked me who died. What happened? I was a blubbering mess.
Yeah.
When I saw that, how cool was that moment?
Yeah. I'm standing probably, this close to my TV, just staring at and taking pictures of my TV.
I did it too.
So, but here's, like, you talk about families. Obviously I've known Zach since he came to the Blue Jackets, and I know his mom and dad pretty well. And I had texted his dad over there because he was over there. And I texted him earlier when I knew they were going to get a medal, when I knew, okay, look, they're going to come out of there with a medal. How great is this for you? And he said, I have so many great stories to tell you. I can't wait to see you. So man, I haven't really told this story publicly, but it's a funny story. So
do it up, Mets.
So Hughes scores the goal. Scores the goal. I grab my phone immediately, and I immediately text his dad. Did he just set that up? Hell yeah, he set that up. Hell yeah, he set that up. And I hit send, and I'm like, oh, that was really stupid. That was really dumb.
Right.
So then, like 6 hours later, after I texted him again, I'm like, hey man, I'm really sorry about the text. I was a little bit excited about that goal. But I mean, that was it. That was the emotion of it. Like you see the guy that
your guy
representing your country with that kind of a role in that kind of a goal. And when he got back here, I'm like, everybody's going to talk about Jack Hughes, and deservedly so. He scored the goal, but you set him up. And he said, when kids are replaying this out in their driveways or in their backyard rinks or whatever, years and years from now, somebody's going to have to play the role of the guy who gave it to Hughes. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Zach. Exactly.
I think an underrated part about that setup, Dave, was when he just bodied McKinnon. Get off of me here. Get off of me.
Well,
yeah, love
the two guys, man. The 1-2 action there. Yeah. Jack Hughes with that poke check. If he doesn't make that poke check, it's a goal.
Yeah.
Like it's 2-0. It is a free rush to the net. He makes the poke check to get it down ice. And like you said, Chad, that was just Zach. Again, you watch Zach and you know how great he is, but to just see him just throw McKinnon to the side like that.
Yeah.
Because McKinnon isn't a small guy.
No. And he's as competitive as they come. He wasn't going to fold for Zach Werenski. No way.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, really cool, awesome stuff. I meant to ask you about that before, but we got gold medalists, and hopefully we're gonna get playoff hockey in Columbus again, because Nationwide Arena is a special place And it'll be rocking if we get the playoffs back there,
No doubt.
as you've experienced plenty of times.
No doubt.
All right, Mets, we're going to let you get back to your night. We appreciate you coming on, talking hockey with us, having a beer with us. Go enjoy the rest of your night. Say sorry to your wife about telling the Brady Quinn story. But otherwise, I'm sure as this goes on, we will catch up with you as we get closer to playoff time.
Yeah, come on down to the arena, boys, especially for playoff times. We'll have a couple of these actually, and I will steal the glass.
Maybe we will if it's good, if it's cool enough.
Oh my, yeah. What's our bar's gonna be like? Mets is taking our glasses again.
Don't tell Michael Dahr I'm stealing his glasses.
All right, Mets. We'll catch up with you later.
All right, guys. See ya.
See you, Matt.
Dave Maetzold, ringside reporter for the Columbus Blue Jackets, coming on talking hockey with us, and everything he said is right. It's an amazing experience, and I really hope the Jackets are able to do what they couldn't do last year and just get those couple extra points to push them over, get into the playoffs. And again, the way he talked, and the way I think Rick Bowness is talking to these guys, I don't think a wild card is their goal.
No.
Again, you are 2 points out of second place in the division.
Yeah.
I think the goal is going to be much higher than just the wild card, and I sincerely hope that they play that way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. Right?
The Hurricanes did win, by the way. The Hurricanes got an overtime goal. So the Penguins got a point, but they're still just
3 points ahead of the Jackets now.
3 points ahead. That's all right.
That's fine. We can get to within a point tomorrow. So let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I mean, as long as they keep playing the way they're playing, right, they're going to give themselves a chance to win a lot of games in these remainder games that they have left in the season. So I don't see a reason why the standard would be any less, right? Because Bones isn't going to let them happen. I think isn't going to let them play that way, right? They might have a slip up here and there, but I'm not going to say they're going to be perfect because it's hockey, man. It's game to game. You can look great like you did against Carolina, and they can come out and lay an egg against the Rangers tomorrow. But Bones is not going to let that become a pattern. So I expect this team to be in the fight the rest of the season and playing the way they're playing, and we should be in a good spot to get the playoffs.
Heck yes. I saw this in the comments. Chef Brian K said, "Oh, wow, just getting home. Sorry I missed so much." Hey, remember, if you're like Chef Brian K, we love that you hang out with us at 9 o'clock on Wednesday nights. But remember, you can always catch us later on YouTube, Twitch, or you can listen to the podcast version, Apple, Spotify, all that. So if you can't catch us live, catch us later. Rusty Wagner, great comments, man. So we appreciate you saying that was great. And again, Chef Brian K, you might have missed the interview. Go back and listen.
It's okay, Chef. We just had Wayne Gretzky on. You missed a lot.
Oh man! Oh, look,
you missed a lot.
I also meant to put this on. Mike Todd says tomorrow is free ice cream day. So
let's go. Because Mike owns a Dairy Queen, right? You own a Dairy Queen, Mike? Like I think he does.
I don't know if he's still here, but if he does, you're gonna all have to go to Mike's Dairy Queen in Columbus. But get some free ice cream from Mike and tell him, if he says you can't, tell him Garage Beer sent you, and it'll probably mean nothing. But it's fine.
You'll still pay full price.
But the high school girl that's taking your order is going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let's do our asshole of the week as we hit almost 10 o'clock, and I'll give you mine, Chad.
Okay, all right.
My asshole of the week is the wind. Am I missing something? Maybe you guys, if you're from Northeast Ohio, please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm 41 years old.
Right.
I don't remember growing up in like Chicago. Like I remember Chicago was the windy city.
Right. Yes.
All the tall buildings and the wind whips through the buildings. Oh, it's so windy there. I don't remember that here.
Yeah. No.
And I can't go 2 flipping days without like 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And it always seems to happen, especially coming out of the winter. It always seems to happen where it's like, well, it's not going to be 20 degrees. It's going to be 70.
Yeah.
There's also going to be 1,000-mile-an-hour gale force winds, and you're going to feel like you're living on Jupiter or whatever. Like, am I wrong, Chad?
No.
Do you remember? Like, I never remember these like wild. It's always windy. It's just always windy here.
Yeah, it's always windy, and I don't remember this much wind without there being like rainstorms behind it. Like I don't know what is going on within the atmosphere, but it feels like we're getting hurricanes now here in Ohio. So let's just add that to the just absolutely fucking wild weather patterns that we have here in Cleveland. So yeah, you're either driving through gale force winds and 20 or 70 and sunny. And then the next day, it's just a slight 45 with like 2 to 5 inches of snow with a fucking winter storm watch. So here we are. Welcome to winter.
My son woke up this morning. He goes, "Snow day." I go, "Get your ass out of bed." What are you talking about? I'm not even going to put this up.
Your kid not on spring break?
Rusty, no. Rusty, I don't know. Rusty, I don't know. I don't want to put your full name up, but Rusty's the asshole of the week is his boss. Phil says his asshole of the week is either the meteor, which I'm going to get to that later, or NASA for not giving a heads up on a 6-foot diameter, 7-ton chunk of space debris incoming.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm going to get to this. I'm going to address this later, Phil. This is going to be part of my cheer of the week, so I'm going to get to this later. Chad, why don't you do your asshole of the week?
Neil deGrasse Tyson is just creaming his jeans right now because of this meeting.
I thought you were going to name Neil deGrasse Tyson your asshole of the week. I'm like, you can't do that.
No. To be honest with you, I didn't come in with an asshole of the week, but I'll just go with Carolina for not winning in regulation. So just screw you guys.
I have to tell you, the most difficult segment we do on this show is not finding guests. It's not doing these interviews. Big shout out, by the way. Sean said, I know it's an early cheers, but you guys always knock it out of the park with your guest. We have great guests. We get very lucky. We've made friends, which has been nice. But it's very easy to talk to them. None of that's hard. The asshole of the week is the hardest segment on the show because I don't think about it all week.
No, I don't.
I'm not like, who's an asshole?
And you know what the thing is too? I'll like come like scroll by like a headline or something on Twitter. Then I'm like, oh, that's my asshole of the week, and totally forget to write it down, and then totally forget it.
And then you get here and you're like, well, shit, I don't want to be a dick.
Then I'm like, it's like I'm not a dick, and then I'm also like, what was it? What the hell was it? So I pivoted. I pivoted big time to Carolina.
Good pivot, and Carolina deserved it, and Pittsburgh deserves it too for getting a point.
For sure.
All right, let's get into some kind of quick hitter things before we get to March Madness. By the way, the play-in games are almost complete. I think it's very cool. There were two HBCUs in the play-in, and they both won. So Prairie View A&M is into the tournament, and so is Howard University into the tournament. Also into the tournament by the hair on their chins, if you will. But University of Texas. As an 11 seed, they beat NC State tonight, 68-66. And right now, the Miami Redhawks are beating SMU, Southern Methodist, 40-32. As Miami's shooting the lights out of basketball. So
that's how they're going to win. If they're going to win any games in this tournament, that's how they got to win them.
We're about at the half. Chef Brian K. I'm not going to throw it up here because I don't put political stuff on here, but same, brother. Same.
Okay.
All right. So let's do quick hitters before we get into our actual March Madness bracket fill out championship level. It's going to be really bad, but we're going to do it anyways at the end of the show. But let's just talk a little bit about what else has gone on in the world of sports. And Chad, the World Baseball Classic was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
So many stories. There was a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
The guys that just wouldn't shake hands. The dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't shake hands.
Yeah. No. I don't think so. Don't even try to do it, please. Okay.
I think some of the runs, how about Team Italy? And everybody was like, well, it's a bunch of Americans. It doesn't matter. Team Italy making a run to the semifinal of the World Baseball Classic. Are you kidding me?
That's got to be a preemptive cheer of the week of the espresso shots in the dugout.
Hell yeah.
That was awesome. The tiny cups too. Like, hey, how you doing? Come on, you make it an espresso, huh?
Hey.
Okay. Well, sorry, they're Americans. Make the espresso, huh? The Italian team was just jerk offs from Jersey. Like, I'm Vinny Pasquantino. I'm from Trenton. but my family is from Sicily. But I'm here to play for Italy.
It's mozzarella. Oh God, that's another asshole of the week. You know what? I'm going to say that East Coast Italians who just pronounce things wrong for fun.
They got fucking hoagies in the dugout too.
I love when real Italians are like, "That's not how you say any of this."
Let's make a sandwich.
Hey, I want the gabagool. What?
Oh shit!
I'll have the gabagool.
Wasn't that the guy that put on the horror shows on Fox 8 late at night on Saturdays? Oh no, that's
yeah. And didn't Goulardi's
kid won an Oscar?
His kid just won an Oscar. Yeah. Cool as hell.
Yeah.
But the World Baseball Classic was great. The Team Italy was so fun to follow. Again, Team USA's journey from, I will say, please never let Mark DeRosa be the manager again. I know he came out and said he wants to. He was an embarrassingly bad manager.
There you go. That could be our asshole of the week too.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah.
All these other countries had, like, I've seen Albert Pujols out there just being the man. He was so good at it too. Albert Pujols should be a manager in Major League Baseball. He was so good. He looks like a manager. By the way, he let himself go a little bit after the playing career. Let himself go.
Pujols? Jesus Christ.
Jesus. But then Mark DeRosa, from like not knowing the situations happening, it's like he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then he got called down on it, and then he acted like he gave a shit. But then he can go. But otherwise, Team USA's journey was fun. I mean, that game against the Dominican Republic was unbelievable. I didn't think the U.S. had a shot in that game.
Me neither. Dominican was so stacked.
Oh, my gosh. That Dominican team was unbelievable. And Team USA was the pitching was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then they get to Venezuela. And what a night for Team Venezuela. I mean, I just think it was cool. I was surprised. I kind of anticipated either Dominican Republic to win or one of like the Asian teams like Korea or Japan or whatever. They went out early.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I thought it was just smooth sailing for Dominican. USA takes them out in the semifinals. And listen, Venezuela, there was such a rich baseball history. I mean, some amazing baseball players. You saw Miguel Cabrera out there, emotional about Team Venezuela winning.
Sure.
But Team Venezuela taking out the U.S.
All of those Hispanic countries, a deep, rich baseball history.
A lot of storylines.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's funny because Venezuela, though, is really the only South American country.
Yes. Yep.
With a baseball-rich history. And I think it was pretty cool that they won the title. I mean, that is they were chock full of guys that you knew, but also quite a few guys that you didn't really know. And they just put it together, and what a run for them.
What a run for them. Yeah. And, on the American side, big game Judge shows up again. There's something about getting in the playoffs and getting in the postseason or getting into big moments. That guy just does not come through, man. Isn't that crazy?
I wish he played for any other team but the Yankees.
Yeah.
Only because I really like him.
Yeah.
I really do. He's a class act kind of guy. And when you watch him, you're watching history all the time. I mean, like, this is the way he hits. It takes me back to like the Barry Bonds days of just every time he's up, I feel like the ball's going out of the yard.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to root for him because I want him to get over the hump.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it for the Yankees.
Yeah. Gross.
So I hope he never gets over the hump. The World Baseball Classic was great, though. I do think it's a little wild how people talk about things in general. But you got people like World Baseball Classic's better than the World Series.
No.
No. Nope. And I don't even care if it's the Yankees and the Dodgers. It's not better than the World Series. No.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, right. Like, it's not better than the World Series. So what if Mark DeRosa is preparing for Game 2 of the series in the World Baseball Classic right now? It's not better than the World Series.
Right. He's like, when is this next game starting? I've been sitting in this dugout for hours.
Guys, hello.
What do you mean they went to the airport?
What? They're back to camp? We got a game.
You know what? It was also
Idiot.
it was also good timing. I mean, what a way to get prepared for the season. We are like a week away from regular season baseball.
Yeah.
We're just over 2 weeks away from the Guardians home opener.
Yeah.
So I am prepped and ready.
I'm sure you are.
For baseball. Prepped and ready.
Yeah.
All right, just other quick hitters. Cavaliers, I feel like the Cavaliers kind of got to figure out the same thing as the Blue Jackets. It hit me when we were talking tonight. They got to play better against the teams that they're going to have to play.
Right.
Like the Cavs are going to be in the playoffs. That's not a concern or an issue. But you got to stop getting your teeth knocked in by the Boston Celtics. You got to stop getting your teeth knocked in by the Oklahoma City Thunder. You got to stop getting your teeth knocked in by these other teams. Now, it seems like they maybe have the Knicks number a little bit, which is a nice turn of events. But you can't get your teeth knocked in by Orlando or Charlotte, or you got to be good against these teams. You got to make some statements. Again, there's only 15 Columbus Blue Jackets game left. I think there's only 13, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's only 13. Yeah. Cavs games left until we get to the postseason. My only concern with them is that they just can't seem to find consistency, Chad. Like one day they absolutely demolish somebody. Like they go down to Dallas and it's never even a game. And it's not like Dallas is a very good team right now, but it's not even a game.
Right.
And then Dallas comes here and beats them.
Right.
And there's just no level of consistency. That's the concern, because you've got the leadership on the team with James Harden and with Donovan Mitchell, and you got Max Strus back, which is great. And hopefully you get Jared Allen back at some point soon. You've got leadership on this team that should know how to win games. But, man, they just can't seem to put the same effort together 2, 3, 4 nights in a row. They just can't do it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, that was the one big thing that stood out to me, because I like you said, they're going to make the playoffs. That's what I said last week, right? Everybody's worried about the regular season. Just get me to the playoffs. Prove you can do it in the playoffs. The one thing I would like to see is them get fully healthy. With Jared Allen back. It's great to have Max back. Stay fully healthy. Craig Porter Jr. is out for a little bit. I don't know how big of a difference that really makes. He's not going to get any
minutes.
But yeah, big of a difference that really makes. But yeah, get everybody healthy, get back and start trying to gain that consistency, start playing your best basketball going into the playoffs, because that's what's most important. Who cares what seed you get? You got to get healthy, and you got to play the way that you want to play, that be the team that you want to be going into this playoff, because you haven't been that team the past couple of years, and you got to turn it up a notch and play a different way when it comes to playing the Celtics and playing the Knicks and playing.
Listen, now's the time. You got 13 games left. You don't need to go 13-0 going into the playoffs, but you got to be doing like 9-4 going into the playoffs.
Right.
Like, get a good run going.
Right.
How about this? Rusty says in the comments, Oklahoma City just held Brooklyn to 24 points at the half. That's rough. Now, all right. I got 2 more things on my list here, Chad. We should just make this a segment. We should have like a little intro with music or something. And it should be, hey, do we want to talk about the Browns?
Nope.
All right, cool. Let's just go right in.
It should just be a jingle. They're like, hey, do we want to talk about the Browns? Boom! And they'd be like, nope, move on.
I think that's the good news is we're just kind of in a weird dead zone of, outside of sitting here, I really have nothing to add to Wyatt Teller signing with the Texans and Jerome Ford leaving, and they've signed some depth pieces.
Right. AJS Penenza and Tylen Wallace don't do anything for you. That's cool.
I like those. I actually
sure. I like the depth. Sure.
I like it. I like what they've done. That's it. I have no time to dedicate to that.
No.
I am getting ready for the draft, though. I'm very much ready. I'm geared up.
I know.
I'm ready. I'm geared up. I'm ready. Again, you're going to be able to just get draft coverage here wall to wall on the OBR streaming network from Thursday through Saturday. We're going to go wall to wall with the NFL draft. So make sure you're tuned in for that. But Chad, why don't we just get to the last segment of the night?
All right.
We are just about filled in with the bracket of 64 teams. As right now, The Miami Redhawks are leading the SMU Mustangs at the half. They're trying to be the last team in the bracket. Again, Texas won their game tonight, and then so did Howard, and so did Prairie View A&M. So those are the three teams that have won down in Dayton, and Miami looking to add their name, and that's pretty cool. Just, right down the road in Dayton. Pretty cool. But now, Chad, we're going to get in, and I'm so excited for this because I don't know shit about football.
Let's go.
That's one of my favorite TV quotes of all time. We're going to get into our Garage Beers March Madness pool. And so, again, if you want to fill out a perfect bracket, just don't.
No, listen to us. Yes, you absolutely have to listen to us.
Don't do what we do. I'm going to pull it up here. I've got the CBS thing here. You can see it here. Texas beat NC State. Howard beat UMBC. Remember that run UMBC went on? That was awesome as a 16 seed. Prairie View A&M took out Lehigh. And we've got this halftime score of Miami of Ohio 43, SMU 34. And so let's do our bracket. We're just going to go region by region. So we're going to do a region at a time. And so, Chad, how do we feel about this first matchup? Duke versus whoever the hell this is.
It's Siena. Yeah, by the way, speaking of which, I guess that was another asshole of the week. I just thought of it. My asshole of the week. Let's go back to that for a second. Coach K just going and yelling at the students for talking shit to Jeff Capel. And he goes, shut up. He's one of us. Go fuck yourself, Coach K. Right? When my guys go to different teams, they're the enemy. They're the enemy. You're not so prestigious and esteemed that
one of us.
You can't have the Cameron Crazies not doing the things that they normally do, regardless of the alumni. So
they're called the Cameron Crazies for fun.
Yeah, you're an asshole for that, Coach K.
Real quick, and I'm not serious about this because we love him, but Chef Brian K, asshole of the week for saying sign Flacco.
You son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Chris, has anyone picked up Njoku? No, but last reports are that he has met with the Ravens, so that sucks.
I might have a hard time rooting for him there.
I'm not going to root for him there.
No.
I will always like David Njoku, but I'm not rooting. If he goes to Cincinnati, Baltimore, or Pittsburgh, I'm rooting against you until you leave that team, and then I'll root for you again.
Right. I have no problem rooting for guys to do well that have left the Browns, but get out of the division.
Let's get back into it. Duke and Siena.
Yeah. God, the Cameron Crazies are just a part of campus wildlife. Siena, Duke. Yeah, let's go Duke.
Okay, I guess we'll.
Welcome to the bracket challenge.
I like that we start with this one because it brings up the Ohio State Buckeyes, who had a nice little run in the Big Ten tournament and really gave Michigan kind of all they could handle in that tournament until Michigan pulled away a little bit at the end. They go up against TCU. I think Ohio State's playing good basketball at the right time.
Yeah. Both of these teams are. This is being a good game.
I think it'll be a good game too. I think Ohio State's just got a little bit more. I think they're I think they're going to be a little bit more kind of physical and able to score a little bit better than TCU is. I'll take Ohio State in this one.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. St. John's, Northern Iowa.
Yeah. Rick Pitino's going to send Northern Iowa hookers and pizza the night before just to distract them and take them off their game. St. John's.
How about St. John's run? They win the tournament. Unbelievable. All right, Kansas, and who the hell's CBU? I don't know.
California Baptist, dude, the Lancers. Come on.
Cool. So Kansas.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not taking the Lancers there. All right, Louisville and South Florida.
I actually have caught a couple of South Florida games randomly this year, and they play a fun brand of basketball. Give me South Florida.
South Florida in the 11-6 upset. And Louisville is.
I've heard that they struggle. I've heard that they struggle.
Michigan State, North Dakota State. This is Michigan State all the way.
All the way?
Right. Yeah, all the way. They're winning.
Right.
All right, UCLA and UCF, the UCs.
Where are they playing? Where are they playing this region at?
I don't know. I don't even give a care. It doesn't say.
Oh, wow. You just went all clean with it. You Nate Bargatze that. I don't give a care.
I don't even give a care.
Yeah, God. UCLA. Why not? Because Cronin is just an asshole, but he's an asshole that gets production.
Furman usually does some fun things in the tournament. They're just not going to do it again.
Furman?
No, Furman is not going to do things against UConn.
I heard a stat today that it's men or women, UConn, the UConn men or women, there hasn't been a Final Four without UConn in it since 2007. Isn't that crazy?
That is wild. Well, think of the run the women went on. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, this would be really fun. Duke, Ohio State. You got these crazy blue bloods at Duke and the boozers and all that against Ohio State, who again just playing their best basketball at the right time. Chad, go ahead. Duke, Ohio State.
I think Ohio State's going to push them to the limit, but Duke's going to come out on top.
Yeah, I actually think that'll be a pretty good game, and I think Duke's going to win too. I love this. St. John's, Kansas. I am just a full-ass believer in St. John's.
Yeah.
I'm a full-ass believer in Rick Pitino and the way it's kind of like Calipari at Kentucky, where they could come into the tournament as a 5 seed, but once the tournament starts, you cannot treat them like a 5 seed. Yeah. I'm a full believer in St. John's. Give me St. John's over Kansas.
Rock Chalk also sounds like you're like summoning a wizard. You ever hear that chant?
And it's not even a cool wizard either.
No,
it's a stupid wizard dressed as a bird.
Yeah, right.
All right, USF against Michigan State.
Give me South Florida. Let's go with the upset, baby.
We're going.
I just love the way they play. They've made the most shots in America this year. Like they score the most points in America.
Yeah. Who's the kid? But who's the kid? Who's the kid for Michigan State that's like the greatest dunker of all time?
Javante Blodinson. I don't know.
I forget his name. Hold on. Dunker, Michigan State.
Blodinson.
I'm so mad. Cohen Carr. Cohen Carr.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cohen Carr might be the greatest in-game dunker. Well, of the last like 25 years of any level of basketball.
Why? He just posterizes dudes?
Oh my God, he's unbelievable.
Nice.
So fun to watch. UCLA and UConn, and I want to root against UConn. I just think they're too strong. Give me UConn over UCLA. All right, so that gets us to Duke and St. John's. You get this one.
St. John's doesn't score enough points for me. Otherwise, this is going to be a low-scoring, close game. Duke's going to win it.
And USF and UConn, and I mean, we know exactly what's going to happen here. It's USF taking out UConn.
Yes.
It's not the same UConn. It's not the same UConn bunch.
No.
Again, they went on their unbelievable run of the last few years. They're not the same team, and I think they're getting this 2 seed because they had a good year, but I think they're getting this because of how they've played recently, and I'm not buying in. I'm taking. If we're going to put USF there, I'm going to take. I would have picked Michigan State. I'll take USF.
And UConn has never lost a championship game. If they get in the championship game, they've never lost. It's like 8. They're like 8-0. It's crazy.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
So the marquee matchup we were all waiting for: Duke and USF.
This is where USF's run ends. Duke is going to win. Duke is going to
be the end of that.
Yeah.
Duke's going to go ahead and punch their ticket to the Final Four. All right, let's go over to the West. What a year for Arizona. I love seeing them back, by the way. I love seeing them back against Long Island University.
Yeah, I loved those. Like, I was a huge fan. Like when I was deep into college basketball back in the day, I loved the baggy shorts. And like Arizona's colors and the baggy shorts were some of my favorites. So give me Arizona.
Basketball's better when they're good. They tried to make them a football school for a minute. Get the hell out of here.
Right.
Me as a noted guy that watches all the NBA and not nearly enough college basketball, could not tell you jack shit about Villanova or Utah State. So give me Utah State.
Whoa. Wow. Even though Jay Wright's not there anymore? Come on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wisconsin at High Point. Okay. I might have opinions on this one, though.
High Point scores the most points in the nation. They're the highest scoring team in the nation. Their campus, like that, you get like free ice cream and you have like hot tubs in every room. I'm fucking jealous. I want to go to school there. I want to go back in time and go to school there.
It's like Davidson, where they like people come and get your laundry for you.
Get your laundry for you. They have 2 working steakhouses that students are allowed to go to once a week. It's fucking incredible. Yep. Give me Wisconsin. Give me Wisconsin.
I think High Point is maybe the best 12-5.
That's your 12-5. Okay. All right. I had a different 12-5, but okay. You want to go with that?
I want to fight you over this. I want High Point. I think High Point's taking out Wisconsin.
I mean, there's no really fighting me. It's just I'm pretending. I'm faking it until I make it here.
We're taking High Point. I'm gonna let you have Arkansas and Hawaii then.
Yeah, Arkansas. Darius Acuff. I've watched that guy. He's the fucking man.
He's so good.
Yeah.
All right, so Texas squeaks by NC State. Their prize is BYU. I think the playing teams are dangerous, especially at the 11-6, because they just get a win under their belt, and that helps. I think Texas plays a tough schedule, obviously, I'm actually going to take Texas. It pains me to do it, but I'm taking Texas over BYU.
Isn't it like I could be wrong, but and this is really random and weird. Doesn't BYU have like the consensus #1 overall draft pick for the NBA draft this year?
I think BYU. Here's my feeling on BYU. I think they either go out in round 1 or they're like a potential Final Four team.
All right.
Like it's one of the two.
Okay.
I think that 11-6 out of the play-in is very dangerous. So I'm picking the 11. All right. Kennesaw State versus Gonzaga.
Well, everyone says about Gonzaga, is this the year? Every year? Yeah, Gonzaga over Kennesaw State.
I'm changing my mind. I'm going with BYU. This isn't even one.
Oh, shit.
I can't pick Texas. We're setting this up. All right. The Miami Hurricanes versus the Mizzou Tigers. I think Miami kind of sucks, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
I think they kind of suck. I don't know why they're a 7 seed. I think they should be much lower. I'll take Mizzou.
Plus that game's in St. Louis.
Yeah, I got no faith. I wouldn't care if it was in Anchorage. I got no faith in Miami.
Yes, you would. You would go.
Fair.
Yeah. Shout out Queens, by the way.
Talk to me about what you know about Queens.
Shout out. And honestly, I just heard this random fact on a podcast today. But shout out Queens. Their first year that they converted to Division I, and they made it to the tournament. Good.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's happened a couple times. That's really cool.
Yeah. And then Purdue, you got just giant centers and giant heartbreaks. But Purdue's going to win this one.
Just lumbering all over the court. Queens isn't going to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
As Andre the Giant comes through, he's like,
the brother want a peanut? The brother want to lay up?
All right, Utah State, Arizona. I've already fawned over Arizona enough. I'm going to keep fawning over them. Yeah. Arizona's going to take that game. You get High Point in Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas.
I still think High Point's dangerous.
I love it. Well, they're dangerous, but I just love Acuff too much. I think he just makes all the right decisions.
I know. I think it's him, and then I'm real tempted. I am very tempted. I'm going to let you pick Arkansas for the point of our show, but I'm very tempted to High Point this.
Okay, all right.
BYU and Gonzaga, and I'm going to go with what I said before. I think BYU is a legitimate contender for the Final Four on this side. I don't think Gonzaga is at all. I'm going to take BYU.
Yes, nice. Purdue.
Purdue over Mizzou. Lumbering it everywhere. All right, Arizona, Arkansas. I wanted to take High Point. We took Arkansas. I'm taking Arizona.
Even if we put High Point forward, I think that's where their run ended anyway. Arizona, to me, is the most balanced team in this tournament.
They're unreal.
Yeah.
And then you get BYU and Purdue.
Ooh, God. BYU. White guys versus white guys.
Yeah, all the whites. And that leads us to Arizona and BYU, and I'll give you my opinion on it. I think BYU is a threat to the Final Four. I just don't think they're better than Arizona.
Same.
And it pisses me off that we have 2 1 seeds in the Final Four already, and this is why
it always ends up that way anyway.
It's why I fail at brackets. It's why I suck at this. Because some 7 seed out of one of these asshole places is going to be in the Final Four. And I'm going to be like, how did I not see that coming?
Elite 8. It's the Elite 8. It's not the Final Four. Come on.
All right, Michigan, Howard, and I really want to take Howard in this. I'm not going to. Michigan.
No, right.
That sucks. The Billikens of St. Louis against Georgia.
Give me those Billikens.
Yeah, 100%. Georgia stinks. How about the MAC champions? The Akron Zips against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Give me Akron.
Give me the Bobby. Give me Akron, man. This was my 12-5.
Those were my 2 12-5s. I think High Point and Akron are both going to win. I think Akron are playing phenomenal basketball. I think they're a very good basketball team, and I think they're a little bit battle-tested even. And I think Texas Tech, they kind of remind me of Texas Tech from football. Like, they're kind of strong and physical and big, and then the ball bricks off the side of the backboard 15 times a game. Like,
Right.
Give me Akron. All right, you get Bama and Hofstra.
Give me Hofstra, baby.
Are you serious?
Alabama is so soft around the rim, and they just throw up shots. Like, they're just so sloppy with the basketball. I don't like them at all. Give me Hofstra. Give me the Hofstra pride.
Let's go. Let's go. This is going to be Tennessee versus either Miami or SMU. Miami. We're going MAC. We're going MAC dominance.
Let's go.
I have no Tennessee. I have no faith in Tennessee. I have no faith in Tennessee.
You shouldn't.
They've never won. Did you know they've never won college basketball championship ever?
No. Yeah.
And they're not going to get out of the first round of the playoffs this year. So Miami, it's going to be Miami, although SMU is cutting into this lead. It's 46-40 now. But it's going to be Miami, and they're taking out Tennessee.
Okay. All right.
Virginia, and who the hell do we have here?
Wright State.
Wright State. Oh, yeah, Wright State.
Yeah. If you ask my son what Wright State's going to the Elite Eight, but give me Virginia.
Yeah, no, Wright State's not going anywhere. We'll take Virginia.
Santa Clara.
I know who Santa Clara is. UK versus Santa Clara. You know, give me Santa Clara because I have no. Forget Kentucky. They're done.
Does not
They're
scare
done.
me
They're
at all.
Now, one of my favorite teams, Iowa State, going up against that team.
Tennessee State. Come on, Mike. Jesus Christ, Mike.
Tennessee State. Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa State. That's so dumb. Why would anybody think
Super dumb.
Tennessee
Super
State's
dumb.
going to win?
Michigan against the Billikens of St. Louis. Yeah, Michigan's going to go through there.
Michigan.
I love this. Akron versus Hofstra.
Akron, baby. Put them in the Sweet 16.
Akron would wipe the floor with Hofstra. Miami University against Virginia. Let's go, Mac, baby. I'll take Virginia. And you get Iowa State versus Santa Clara.
Iowa State. They're getting through. Yeah.
100%. You know, I'm going to let you go twice. Michigan versus Akron.
Man, Akron is just so scrappy. They put up such a good fight. And do I think they have a chance to win this basketball game? Absolutely. But Michigan's going to go through.
Yeah, I just went ahead and clicked it for you. Shout out. I mean, what a year it would be. What a year it would be for Akron.
Well, that is a good year. To put them in the Sweet 16, that'd be the farthest they've ever gone.
Yeah, if they got to the Sweet 16, that'd be phenomenal. And I think they got a shot. Iowa State versus Virginia. I think Iowa State is – I actually think they're a much better basketball team than Virginia. Oh. And I'm taking Iowa State against Michigan. And now we're going to have to talk about this because I think Iowa State's better than Michigan.
Yeah, I can't in good conscience take Michigan regardless.
Thank you.
So
I actually think Iowa State wins that game anyways.
Yeah.
But I think Iowa State had a legitimate shot at like a 1 seed.
Right.
But they didn't get it. They're going to knock Michigan out, and they're going to take on Arizona in the Final Four. All right, let's go over here to the South.
Florida
versus Prairie View A&M. Prairie View A&M got to win. They're not going to beat Florida. Clemson and Iowa.
This is going to be the most boring first round game. Like, don't even watch it. Both of these teams just walk the ball up the floor.
Down a hill.
Yeah, both of these teams just walk the ball up the floor. They're boring.
Yeah, hideously boring. Frankly, I don't give a shit who wins this game.
Yeah. Iowa.
I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna pick Iowa and then Florida. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna just do that. We're just gonna go there. We're just gonna go straight there. All right.
Vandy
again. Is it Murray State?
McNeese State.
Or it's McNeese State. That's right. You're going to go Vandy over McNeese. So you don't think McNeese has a shot at the 12.
McNeese is 15-0 at home, but they're not at home.
Yeah, that's true. Troy and Nebraska. What Nebraska being a 4 seed in basketball? You're a football school.
Crazy. So crazy.
It's so crazy. I'm taking Troy. I don't buy Nebraska. I don't buy them for a minute. Do I know anything about Troy? No. Do I buy Nebraska for 1 second? No.
Here's another one.
VCU.
Give me VCU.
Yeah.
Give me VCU. Ever since North Carolina's best player went out, they've been struggling.
How about Penn? The smartest people in the tournament against Illinois. You got to be better than smart to beat Illinois.
If it was Princeton, I would think about it.
No, Penn. All day getting beat by Illinois. Now you better. Can I have this one?
St. Mary's.
Can I have St. Mary's?
Yeah.
Against Texas A&M?
Yes.
There's no shot St. Mary's is taking out the Aggies. No
Bobby
shot.
Ball does not going to work against St. Mary's.
No shot. You can have this one.
Bobby. Oh,
the Vandals of Idaho against Houston.
Dude, I don't know. Have you seen Idaho's basketball arena?
Yes.
It is unreal. Dude.
All of wherever they play is awesome. Idaho facilities, spectacular.
Unreal. But Houston plays such tight defense on teams that it feels like they're invading your personal space.
Correct.
Yeah.
I already picked Florida, so I'm going to go Vandy and Troy, and it's Vandy.
You better take Vandy. Did you see how they kicked the shit out of Florida in the tournament?
Yeah, it's Vandy. You get VCU in Illinois.
Going Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois. pretty good. They're pretty good.
Illinois.
Texas A&M and Houston. I love my Aggies, but they're not going to beat Houston. Houston's just too big, physical, strong. I think they're going to have trouble scoring the basketball.
Right.
So if the Aggies can get their shot going, I think maybe I think this will be a good game. I just don't. They're not going to beat Houston.
Yeah.
Florida Vandy. We saw this. We just saw it. Vandy kicked the shit out of Florida. Do they do it in the tournament?
They won't kick the shit out of them, but they'll beat them.
Dang. Florida goes out early.
Let's go.
Earliest one seed to go out, Vandy, to the Elite Eight.
That's right.
And I get Illinois and Houston, and I think this is where it ends for Houston. Again, I really like Houston. I like the identity that they've built in that program. I just think I think Illinois will be able to outscore them and out defense them. Like, I think they'll just be better.
Illinois is the best offense ever tracked in college basketball history.
Right.
Crazy. It's crazy.
And that'll set up Illinois and Vandy, Chad.
Illinois, baby. Give me Illinois. That's where Vandy's run ends.
All right, so we got 1 seed Duke, 3 seed Illinois, 1 seed Arizona, 2 seed Iowa State. Chad, take Duke and Illinois.
Oh, man, I just love this Illinois team so much. Duke is coming into the tournament a little banged up too, but I think they'll get through their bracket nice because they got a nice draw. But give me Illinois, baby.
Illinois over Duke. I got Arizona and Iowa State, and we talked about Arizona's balance, and we talked about how good they are. I just think Iowa State is just on something special this year. I'm going to take Iowa State. We're going to do the eyes.
Arizona's my championship winner, but
not in this. It's not.
Not in this.
It's not. It's going to be the 3-seeded Illinois fighting Illini against the 2-seeded Iowa State Cyclones. Who you got, Chad?
Illinois. Illinois.
I think Iowa State's winning the national championship.
It's unstoppable.
All right. So our champion in this bracket is Illinois. Offense, which means they're going to get slammed in like the 3rd round.
Yeah, exactly.
Body the shit out of them.
Yeah.
But here on our show, we're going to Illinois. And just remember, when Akron is playing Hofstra in the round of 32, we called it.
You're welcome.
Remember
You're welcome.
We called it. Remember we called it. All right, that is our bracket. You guys go fill yours out. Put it on here. Who do you have? Who do you have as your champion if you're still here in the comments? But Chad, why don't we do our cheers of the week, and then we will get out of here. And you know what? I already alluded to mine.
Okay.
Because the meteor was brought up.
Right.
And what a wild event that was. It was the house shook. Like it was. I thought I had people asking me. My mom called and was like, "Was that a plane crash?" I'm like, "I don't think so." Like from where you are out in Menor to where I'm at, North Ridgeville, or out to like everybody felt it. We had the meteor, which was cool. It was cool as hell. So my cheer of the week goes to the atmosphere of the Earth.
Nice.
What a badass the atmosphere is. Not only is it supporting life on this Earth, but a 6-foot across, 7-ton rock hurling its way towards the Earth at like 17,000 miles an hour or whatever it was, hit our atmosphere, and our atmosphere Dikembe Mutombo'd that thing.
Yeah.
No.
Not today.
No. It hit our atmosphere, and our atmosphere broke that up. Not one single piece of rock hit the ground. Our atmosphere, it's like, do you ever watch those videos online of the like compressor machine and it like compresses onto things? And our atmosphere is like that, covered in sandpaper. And that thing hit the atmosphere and it was like, it just smushed it into nothing. Wow. Nothing. Whoa. So my shout out, my cheer of the week goes to the Earth's atmosphere. Shout out to you. The Dikembe Mutombo of planets.
Well, you're wrong, Mike. My cheers actually goes to Bruce Willis for able to detonate that missile that broke up the meteor from hitting the Earth.
You watched Armageddon too many times.
Yeah, I did.
Don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe.
It's a quick sidebar. Steven Tyler, like Dream On Steven Tyler, sounds like absolutely nothing like the Steven Tyler we grew up on. Like,
that's fair. And that's
right?
Okay. That's okay.
Okay. My cheer of the week goes to Colin Dorgan and the Blackstone Valley Co-op hockey team in Rhode Island. If you missed the story, Colin Dorgan, his dad, there was a mass shooting at a Rhode Island hockey game, and Colin Dorgan's dad killed multiple family members and himself at this game. So this is a kid that lost his whole family, his whole immediate family. And he scores the game winner in overtime to take them to the state championship, and then they won the championship today. Yeah. So just an emotional couple of weeks for the young man. But you watch his press conference. He was able. Lord knows how he is behind closed doors there. But he was able to what a mature, well-adjusted young man for the way he's handling this. And congrats to that team for winning that championship. That's awesome. That's as good of an ending to this season as it could have happened for him.
That's an excellent cheers, Chad. Excellent cheers. All right, that's going to do it for us here on episode 306. Our last order of business, just giving out our thank yous. First of all, thank you to the OBR for hosting us. As always, the OBR is the oldest, largest independent Browns coverage site in all of Cleveland. So get over to the OBR.com and hit subscribe. But they let us just come on and do whatever we want, and they host us, and they love us as part of the network, and we appreciate them for that. So big shout out to the OBR. Big shout out to our special guest tonight, Dave Maetzold. Go follow him on Twitter at DMetzMedia, ringside reporter for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and just great insights. And again, we are coming down to just an excellent time for Columbus Blue Jackets hockey. The playoff race is going to be unbelievable with the amount. Again, the Columbus Blue Jackets, it will not surprise you if they come in second place in their division or if they miss the playoffs. That's how tight this whole thing is. And so it's going to be awesome. Big shout out to Mets for coming on and joining us. And our biggest thank you goes out to all of you, whether you guys joined us live tonight, which a lot of you did. Look at Pat Shea. Big shout out to you, Chef Brian K. You were great. Phil was great. How about Doesn't Matter comes in with a beer. Checking in from Kami, Colorado. Well, that's something. Stop and Tickle, West Coast IPA. I love that.
Slap and Tickle.
Oh, I thought it said stop. I can't read. Slapping. Oh, a little slap and tickle.
We'll give you a little slap and tickle.
A little slap and tickle. Shout out to Chris. You guys were all awesome joining us live tonight. If you don't join us live, though, remember, you can always catch us on YouTube, Twitch later. You can catch this podcast version anytime on Apple, Spotify, or wherever. That's going to do it for us for episode 306. For our buddy Joey, who moved today officially, so he couldn't be with us tonight, but still Garage Beers Joe. For Chad over on the east side of Cleveland at Garage Beers Chad, I'm Michael Keefe at Garage Beers. Mike, go follow the show at The Garage Beers on all the socials. We will see you next week for episode 307. Until then, as always, cheers, everybody.